Hi, this playlist is going to be all about movement. It's a really essential aspect of your game, especially when you're a beginner or a club player, because you need to be able to move well around the court in order to make sure that you keep out of the way of your opponents, you get into good positions to hit the ball, and you can move around the court to then pick up your opponent's shots. So people don't really talk about it too much sometimes, and so when you're a beginner, you tend to do things like hitting a shot and then just staying still and wondering where to go. So we're going to cover all those basic things about probably where you should be moving off to, okay? So there's going to be 3 areas which we're going to be covering. First one is movement to the ball. So obviously as I move to the ball, I've got to get into a good position to move to the ball. So we're going to be looking at that. And then number 2, we're going to be looking at movement off the ball. So after I've hit the ball, moving off, and where do I go to once I've done that? Pretty essential stuff. And then thirdly, okay, we're also going to be looking at movement to cover your opponent's next shot, because once you've hit the ball, you can't just stay still and wonder what to do next, because the other person's hit the ball and you've got to start moving. So you've got to be covering that shot. So those are the 3 areas we're going to be covering. There are also 3 fundamentals which we're going to be looking at. Okay, the first one is if you hit the ball from the back, you've got to move up towards the tee. And then if you hit the ball from the front, you've got to move back towards the tee. The third one is really important, because if you hit a bad shot, you can't just move to the tee and go, oh, this is where I want to be, they've told me, because obviously you might be in the way of your opponent who's then going to hit their shot. So if, for instance, your opponent's in the way, okay, don't play the shot, all right? Always err on the side of caution and just play a let ball again, so play the point again, rather than if you feel that you might hit the person when you're playing your shot or you got in the way of them. That's really important, okay, because you won't always know where the ball's going, because you may be playing a beginner, they think it's going somewhere else, you think it's going somewhere else, and you end up colliding together. So just always play from a safety point of view, that's paramount, and make sure you just play a let ball. That's by far the easiest way of doing it.